The Sciforror Film Podcast.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Sciforror. What am I talking about? The Sciforror Film Podcast thing that we're doing here. Hello. I got a bit
I
lost.
would say this every single time we start this.
I got a bit lost there for some reason. I just tripped over my own mouth. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I'm Andy Walker, and as usual, I'm here with my son Scott. Hello, Scott.
Hello there. Are you sure you're here?
I'm really not. I don't know what's going on. I think my brain has stopped working. I've had it 3 or 4 times. I spent about 5 minutes earlier looking for my glasses. I know I had them because I was wearing them earlier, and I put them in the case, and I couldn't find them anywhere, and they're sitting right on the table in front of me.
At least you weren't wearing them this time.
It's just like I mean, the case is sitting right in front of me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
at least it's not been as bad as times where you've gone, I'm looking through my glasses and like, what, the ones you're wearing.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know. It's just weird a bit. It's weird stuff. Any
it
road up.
does seem to be going around a lot at the moment.
Any road up. We are here to do podcasty type things. How you doing? All right?
Yeah. Bit of a weird selection of films this week.
Yeah. Well, it's one way of putting it. But yeah, we are on sci-fi, and yeah,
Yeah.
supposedly. Anyway,
Yeah, I was going to say that one of them I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not 100% sure about a lot of things, to be honest. Shall we do it then? Shall we?
Yeah.
Right. So as usual, 2 shorts and a long, and like that. So the first film is from this year. It's from 2025, and it's called Effortless. Written, directed, and edited by Dan Weber. The cast is Teresa Kayabova, Sofia Salinas Rico, and Maria L.S. Bonito. This was made as part of the Sci-Fi London 48-hour film challenge.
Yes.
There isn't actually a synopsis for this, but they are given things. There's like a prop and an action and a line of dialogue. So in this case, the prop and the action was a character flips through a stack of photos, stopping at one that causes a reaction. And the dialogue is, "Are you absolutely sure about this?" So, it's an interesting idea. I mean, if that's all you've got to work on, there's so much you could do with that. And I think the idea is really pretty good. And it looks good and it works well and all that kind of thing. I think for me, the thing about it is I wasn't absolutely sure what was going on for some of it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't kind of explain that much about it, but you're obviously the woman is kind of like involved in some kind of research or something.
Yeah, it's not really easy to tell whether it's research or it's a sort of holiday trip sort of thing, or whether or not it's a test or what.
Yeah,
It's just sort of a
I
bit of a
get the
weird
feeling
thing.
it's some kind of, I don't know, research or maybe a test. They're just looking to see
Yeah,
Um, I think my biggest problem with this is the fact that uh, there's, I mean, there's a thing that happens in the film, and every time it happens, she kind of like looks through the photos and then comes out of this
yeah,
uh, kind of hologram or whatever it is that she's in.
yeah,
So I think that it ends too quickly because I think the idea was that she looks at this person, and as they turn around, the same thing happens as happens when she's inside the program thing, and she now thinks she's out of it. So you can have with this thing: is she out of it, and it's still happening, or is she still in it? But
yeah.
I don't think it was clear enough because
It didn't seem the edit seemed to have cut a little bit at the end.
it cut off before you could see what the actual thing was. Um, but I mean, I mean, you're talking 48 hours from when they're given the scenario to when they've got to have the film finished and in.
Yes, that's obviously given the idea. That's them writing. Obviously, they've probably got their cast and everything sorted out, but that's writing, planning, filming, editing, and getting it all and delivered
Yeah,
in 48 hours from the time of doing it. And yeah, it's not the greatest film in the world. It's not. There's some issues I'd find with it, but as we've spoken to people before, to sit and have to plan basically, well, we've spoken to people and they've said that they've had months and years to plan this and it's not gone great.
yeah,
Do it in 24 or 48 hours. Basically, yeah, basically 24 hours because you probably give the first day to planning it all, the second day to getting it done and finished.
yeah. Well, I
And
mean, it's
it's, I'd say it's a good film for the time span. But yeah, I agree with you. There's a couple of issues,
yeah,
but for 48 hours worth of work, I would expect it to be immaculate.
yeah. Your Wi-Fi is like you're
Sorry.
playing up again.
Yes.
It's all
Oh,
right. Just that you're going a bit glitchy. That's all. It normally only lasts for a second or two. So I won't worry too much about it. But yeah, no, I agree. I mean, there are issues, and I agree. But I think it is a matter of for doing getting it done and finished in 48 hours. I think
yeah. And
it's
just as like the to have an idea, get it on paper and get it out in in 12 hours, like to actually get that idea on paper within a couple of hours is a good enough feat.
to be honest, it takes me about 3 or 4 weeks to even just get an idea.
Yeah, so the fact that they've got done all this, they've been given their prop and their line and their thing, and to come up with it all, yeah, it's good. I would say it's not the best, but I still think it's a reasonably, oh, it's still a reasonably good film.
It is, yeah. No, I agree. Definitely agree with you there. Okay, so our second short film is again from 2025, and this is the InTEXTigator 4,
Oh,
The Sound of the Plebvilles.
yeah,
This is on Paradiso Cinemas, and writer and director is John Babu. Cast is Konstantin Dean Bolshakov, Sarah Jane Froggett, Steve Kaysen, uh, Bryna Weiss, Chloe Cavell, Jonathan Spears, and Lou Israel. Now, we have already reviewed parts 1, 2, and 3, but
yes,
the brief synopsis for this is disillusioned by society's over reliance on certain technologies. Aaron Adler vows to expose them to the people. His target, the Toronto Police's newest recruit, Sherlock the AI.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean it carries on pretty much from where the previous films kind of left off.
Yeah.
Um, Goes
Uh,
more into the use of the AI and not just Sherlock, but the AI and technology in within government and law enforcement
yeah.
um, in general.
What I like about these films is it is it's not just an idea anymore. It
No,
is a lot of what's going on in the world. We are heavily relying on AI for a lot of things and technology for a lot of things. And yes, I know there is a bit of a catch-22 here that they're making a film on technology about the use of technology, but I still think it's a good thing. The fact that they've done 4 films of this, it's carried on and made a different point every single time. It's not you've not got to this one. I was like, this is the same. It's it's not the same thing over again. They've got a unique way of telling it and a unique and I like the fact that what they've put behind it is the fact that the whole messaging and the fact that it is the whole just because it's a computer doesn't mean it's impervious to mistakes.
yeah, no, yeah,
It's still human built and humans make mistakes and I like that and I said I think the acting in this I've heard all of these I think it's amazing I think it's
yeah.
great.
I agree. I mean, it's a well-made film and it carries on with what I mean. What is a really good idea, every one of them is expanded on it slightly, and that's all. I've got to admit, I was a bit confused in a couple of places by what was going on.
Okay.
But overall, I thought it was a good film in a series of good films.
Yeah.
The idea itself is based on a really great idea. I have to. I have to admit to having a small amount of input into this, a tiny amount of input into this, because I recorded a piece of uh,
Yes.
voiceover dialogue for this, which is used in the film. Um,
Yeah. But the thing
it was only literally a couple of seconds, but it was nice to be part of it.
yeah. And I think that is as well another part of what I like about not only their films but this company, this production thing, is the fact they're listening to their fans, they're people that like us that are doing reviews, they're reaching out to them and saying, look, we've heard what you said, what can we do? What can
Yeah,
we
yeah,
and the fact they've taken it on board and like, oh well, we've said some bits about stuff and they've not gone, well, they're wrong. They've listened to what we've said and they've like gone,
yeah,
well, look, we appreciate it. Obviously they've got in touch and said, like number four's here. Could and we've done it, and I like the fact that it's sort of they're listening to their community, not just going, "Oh, it's our film. We're going to do what we want." Which there
and
are filmmakers out there that do.
I think the other thing for me is the fact that it just kind of like it's interesting the fact that every one of them has moved on slightly. I mean, he could just have made one long film, but obviously it takes time to get the money together to make these films and that sort of thing, and to come up with the ideas and all that sort of thing. But I think that working it the way it's done, it works really well. Um,
Yeah,
doing it in small sort of bites, like if you like. And I thought it was, I think they're all really good films. I think they all really work well, and they're really worth a watch.
yeah, and I think though the gap between the films helps because it's almost that the progress within the story goes with the time in real life.
Yeah,
It sort of it fits, and whether or not it was meant to be like that or not, but I think that works quite well. And as I'm saying, it's just I think it's a good idea, and it's as I'm saying, it's not got to the point where we've said a few times before with franchise films that we've got to the point like we really don't like after sort of the second one we're like this is boring now, but like they're on their fourth one and it's still the story's still being told. It's not like you're sitting there going, look, we get what's going on
Yeah.
and you've had enough now. It's still sort of the new bits that are being added to it and
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're going to make any more. I mean, it's possible they could because the story could go on, you know, um, from here, but we will wait and see.
yes.
Okay. Right. The feature film this week is from 2010 and it is called The Last Seven. A writer is John Stanley. And there's two directors, Imran Makhi and Simon Phillips. The cast is Tamer Hassan, sorry, Simon Phillips, Daisy Head, Sebastian Street, Rita Ramnani, John Mawson, Danny Dyer, Ronan Vibert, and Idalina Lendro. So the synopsis for this says it is the story of a cataclysmic event that leaves only 7 remaining people on Earth and their desperate struggle to understand the events as they are hunted one by one by a demonic power. Now it says, depending on where you look, on IMDb, it lists this as being a drama, horror, mystery, sci-fi thriller. So you make of that what you will.
Yeah.
Um, so what did you think?
I've My biggest issue with this film
Okay.
is if you watch the film if you read the synopsis if you watch the film, sorry,
Yep.
and then someone read you synopsis, I wouldn't put the film with the synopsis. Not
Okay.
not straight away because it's not. Especially if you when you get to the end of the film,
Hmm.
it's not. They're the only ones left on Earth.
No.
Not all of them are hunted,
No.
and it's just. But again, I really like. So I didn't realise until I already started watching it. I've already seen this film before.
All right.
Um, didn't realise completely. Sort of slipped my mind about if I had
Right.
seen it. So it was a good refresher. But I don't know. It was weird. It's weird as well seeing a film with Danny Dyer in it where he doesn't actually say anything. He does a voiceover, but he doesn't actually say anything.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I think it's a good film based on just the premise behind it, of trying to explain sort of
Yeah.
almost what happens in that process of when you're dying.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
There are some bits to it that I don't know. I was a bit sort of like, "Oh, this is stereotypical sort of people looking at the types of British people."
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's sort of a. I think this film, if you look at it, could be one of the few or what like sort of a Marmite film. You either like it or don't.
Yeah. I
I
know
don't
what you
think there's
mean
sort
with
of
that.
a. I don't think there's a sort of in between that. It's either yes or no.
I don't know. You see, the thing about this, let's not beat around the bush here. This is a low budget film, and
Well,
in many ways, it shows.
it's the thing is, it's a low budget film, but there's still bits of it that is filmed in London with it shut off.
Yeah, well, all I can say is that they must have filmed that at ridiculously early hours on on a Sunday morning or bank holiday Monday morning, because there was no other way they could do it. Even when they made 28 days later, they didn't get permission to shut down London.
No, they got it was what for an hour or so on each road.
Yeah, and even
So
they
yeah,
didn't shut it down completely, and that was filmed at ridiculously early hours of the morning anyway.
yeah,
So,
it-
but no, I mean, it is a low budget film, and
yeah,
there are places that it definitely shows that it's low budget. Having said that, I think it's a good story and an excellent idea. There's a few bits of acting that are maybe a little less than fantastic and a little bit wooden,
yeah,
but on the whole, it's pretty good. Um, there's a twist at the end, but it's not exactly an original idea, but it's done fairly well and works within the framework of the story and everything. I think for me, I think at least a little bit, I get the feeling that this was sold on the fact that Danny Dyer was in it, and he's in it for about what 30 seconds.
yeah. I think overall, if you look at every snippet of section is on the screen, probably a minute at most.
Yeah. Uh,
Um,
so it's
because this is about the same sort of time that he was getting blown up, sort of the whole football factory thing and doing
yeah.
the stuff like that. So yeah, it could have been, but I think it's again though it was from what I've seen of the stuff that I've seen Danny Dyer in. It's a different thing for him to play.
Well, yeah. I mean, I had my doubts when I saw that it was a film with Danny Dyer in. I really had my doubts, but it's nowhere near as bad as I thought as I'd feared it was going to be.
No,
Um, it's not a bad film. It's a pretty good film. It's not great, but it's pretty good. I
yeah,
kind of like. I know what you mean about it being Marmite, but I was just kind of by the end of it. At the end of it, the twist was interesting. But at the end of it, I was just a bit like, yeah, well, there you go.
yeah. I say it's same. It's for me, it's one of them films that I've watched, and I'm like, I'm glad I could. Not glad, I suppose. I suppose to sort of, I can sit there and say, yeah, I've seen it. It's a good film, but would I go out of my way to watch it again? I don't think. If it's
No,
on, then
I
I'd quite
don't.
happily watch it. If it was on and there was nothing else on, then yeah, I'd watch it. But I
No,
wouldn't go out of my way to sit there and go, do you know, I've got a choice of film. Let's watch this one.
yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure I would. I think if it was on,
I see. I think if it was
if
on,
it was,
I would, but I wouldn't
if it
go out of my way.
if it was on the TV and I saw that this was on, I think I'd switch over to Netflix, find something to watch on there. But I was just kind of left with a feeling of like, yeah,
I get that, yeah.
um,
I think, but I don't know. I
oh, I'm not,
genuinely like this. I liked it because it was sort of that. I don't know. I think for me it was that whole premise of. Again, I think it's because of the mood that I've been in lately. But it's one of them things where it's sort of you don't know what happens when you pass on,
yeah,
or
yeah.
and I think that this telling a
Oh,
obviously not telling the story, but sort of I don't know, just sort of trying to give people maybe that little bit of hope that
yeah,
the bad
no,
guys get their just desserts and the good
I get
guys.
I get what you're saying, and I don't think the idea is bad. I think the
No,
idea is really good, and I think that the story is pretty good. I just, for me, it was just really kind of a bit flat all the way through.
oh yeah, no, I agree with you
You
there.
get to the
It's
end where there's kind of like a little bit of a twist, and you go, oh,
yeah, no,
and that's
I,
it. I just
I
kind of like,
yeah, I get what you're saying there. There are times where I was watching this and I'm like, okay, yeah, this speed this up a bit, but I don't know. I'd say if if it was on again, I'd happy watch it, but it would have to be like there is nothing else on.
yeah. So I think I don't know. I think I might if it was a choice of this and nothing else, I'd probably just turn the telly off. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
But see, to prove to everyone, there are times when we don't actually agree on everything.
Yeah, yeah, true,
I'm not
true.
just doing it to prove that to people either. There are this film I
I
genuinely
mean,
did like, and I quite happily watch
I
it
didn't
again.
know anything about this film. I was looking at sci-fi films, and I thought, oh look, independent sci-fi film, and then I saw Danny Dyer was in it, and I thought, okay,
See, that's
I'm
my
gonna put that
issue with
then.
this. I wouldn't class this as a sci-fi.
No, well,
I would class this more as a supernatural thriller.
maybe, yeah.
I wouldn't class it as a sci-fi. I don't see anything science fiction about
No,
this.
I think part of the thing is it's one of these things. For some reason, I've never quite worked out. Um, Films that are supposedly set around a post-apocalyptic storyline, even though you find out at the end this isn't, but to start off with, you kind of get are given the impression it is. But films that are set around the idea of a post-apocalyptic storyline are classed as science fiction, unless there's it's a zombie thing, in which case it's horror. You know, and it just kind of like seems to be the thing. I don't quite know why
Mm,
that is, but
there's
post-apocalyptic things, it's like Mad Max is classed as science fiction. I wouldn't class that as science fiction.
there's action and adventure. It's
Yeah, but it's classed as science fiction because of the fact it's set in the future
I suppose yeah,
after
because
the
I
end of the
suppose
world.
Waterworld is as well, isn't it? It's classed as a
Yeah,
science fiction. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
See,
one.
I would class obviously like Resident Evil more sci-fi horror than,
Yes, well, it is.
but
Yeah,
no, but that's what I'm
oh,
saying. That I would class because it's about bio something that's been made in a laboratory and stuff like that. But is more supernatural for me than
yeah.
anything
No, I
else.
agree. I absolutely agree. But it says everywhere that it's a science fiction thriller, so I just looked at it that way.
Fair enough.
I looked at it that way. Um,
But can't go.
so,
Oh,
uh,
myself in the eye.
uh, why? Why'd you do that?
So scratching my face.
Oh. All right, so there you go. That says three films. First film was Effortless, which we thought was okay. Had a few issues, but considering it was only done in 48 hours, I think was pretty good. The InTEXTigator 4, which we both thought was a good film, and it's a good film series, and we'll see whether they make any more.
Yeah,
See what happens. And then The Last Seven, which you thought was a pretty good film and you would happily watch again if there was nothing else on. And I would rather watch Woodwalk, to be honest. Uh,
all right, jeez.
not bad enough. It's not bad enough to say that I would rather watch
Don't
Starship
say it. Don't
Invasion
say it.
or Humanoids from the Deep.
There is not any film in this. I would rather pull my own teeth than watch Human Deep again.
There's nothing wrong with Hemorrhoids from the Deep. Well, yeah, but I mean, if you were given a choice, the only two films you could possibly watch
Oh no, 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 no!
was Humanoids from the Deep or Starship Invasions.
I would rather poke myself in the eye with a rusty spoon.
Which of those two films would you rather watch, sir?
I'd, it would be a very long. I would sit there and purposely. I would go point by point. I would.
If
One of
you
them has to be better than the other somewhere.
if you were only given a choice of being able to watch the original version of
No,
Humanoids from the Deep or the remake of
I
Humanoids.
would rather watch the remake than the
I'm not
original.
sure I would, to be honest. I think that the original had one thing going for it over the remake, which was the fact it had Doug McClure in it.
It's the first. See that Doug McClure's like Russell Crowe. He's just in that film. It's a film. It's a Doug McClure film about monsters.
Oh no, that's almost every film he made that wasn't a western. He did the Journey to the Centre of the Earth and things like
Doug
that.
McClure, it's a Doug McClure film about the water monsters.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, right. Thank you very much for your input.
So I'm glad I could do it.
As always, I will put links up to these films. This week's one was actually on
YouTube.
YouTube. That's the thing. I couldn't remember what's going
I
on.
will say it on the one on YouTube is censored a lot.
Is it? Yes, it is.
But
It's censored.
with there's a lot of swear words and stuff like that that is censored. But there are places where you can watch it for free. Actually, because I was looking at it earlier.
Okay.
Um,
So that.
it's called Plex, and it's also on free of charge on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, there's a free site called Plex.
Fair
And
enough. And it's free on Amazon Prime as well. Wow.
even they don't want to charge for it.
Even they don't think they could sell it. Next episode, we will be doing what are we doing? Oh, horror again. Yes, we'll be. I don't know. Next episode, we will be doing horror.
Yep.
And we will be doing a film that has become a bit of a classic, from what I've been told. I've never seen it. It's spawned a franchise, and we shall see. Anyway, until such time as we meet again, I would like to wish you all a bon
Voyage. Fort Boyard. Jewel of Fort Boyard.
and a flugel. May all of your problems be flugelhorns. Yes. Bye.
Bye.
The Sciforror Film Podcast.